Another shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Another shot is gonna hit you with a mind overloaded, loaded. The bar is always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Just remember, everything we say is just our opinion. But then again, it might be the alcohol talking. It might be the alcohol talking. Let's go.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Shots Monday Night Bartender. Always fun to see you guys. Looking forward to talking to all of you, getting all your questions, give my opinions on stuff. Hopefully, we're going to see you guys on here real soon. I'm looking forward to talking to everybody. I've actually been waiting and chomping at the bit since 2 Mondays ago. I had a blast. I thought it was fun. And I'm going to try something a little different tonight. What better way to start and promote ourselves as a bartender if, well, not if, but by mixing a drink for myself and all of you. I've been kind of toying with this one for a little while now. And thanks to my co-host, who has helped supply us with a whole new selection of stuff. I love when these guys shop. It opens up. Everybody knows I love to mix these Frankenstein drinks. So yeah, let's go ahead and kick it. I haven't quite named this one yet, but I was thinking you've got two of the angriest, the most I guess you could say more so the dangerous. And you know what, Steve, I know you're going to be watching this here shortly, brother. I love you. Can't help myself on this, but there is a little bit I am going to dab in here only because I am very interested in seeing how it goes. Yes, I will make sure to replenish something on this one, but let's break into the vault. And I know I've sworn up and down I was never going to do this because me and this guy do not get along very well. So this drink, we're just going to call it Angry. Real simple, guys. You can do this at home. I'm not going to start spinning the bottle because every time I do, these guys go absolutely batshit crazy. It's hilarious. So in this particular drink, we're going to have 1 part Red Stag, 1 part Jack Daniels, 1 part Fireball. In the kicker, some Dr. Pepper. So I'm actually a little nervous about this one. All 3 of these are notorious. I would call it the Fighting Irishman, but there's not an Irish drink up here. So before we even get started, I'm a little nervous. Cheers. And 1 for the doctor. All right, guys. If you guys have a recipe, let me know. Questions, comments, concerns. I'm hoping for the concern part. Let's go ahead and we'll bring everything back here. Let's start with the evil. And we will go 1001, 1002, and we stop. It's not even a full shot. I'm not messing around with this one. What's going on, GQ? Always a pleasure to see you. Then next, I used to. There was a time when I couldn't even touch this. Like the taste, everything about it, just the smell. Whew. I'm a seasoned veteran at this point, so we will go a little bit of Jack, 1001, 1002, because I started pouring before I started counting. Kat's getting a kick out of this. You ought to see the look on her face, just so everybody can see. So far, that's what we got. Ye old Fireball, 1001, 1002. Lightly poured just because we want just the cinnamon taste, honestly. And that is the, believe it or not, the lighter of the three, if there is such a thing. Actually, I didn't do too bad. Went right up to the line like I normally do. Miss Kitty Cat, our lovely producer, friend, manager, however you want to look at her, always beautiful, suggested I go with Dr. Pepper. Normally my go-to on something like this is Coke, because I like that strong, acidic. Ooh, it's so loud out here. Oh, that's right, you're at the game. We will talk about that here shortly. Special thank you to Arliss and Dave for the signed photo. I appreciate it. We'll frame it and hang it in my office. Thanks. He's an office guy? Oh.
He works at our local college.
I could use a job, a day job. Let me know if you can help hook a brother up somehow. Can't hear shit, but shout out to Bill and good luck with the show. Thank you, sir. Enjoy the game. He is at the San Antonio. Did you say the Alamo Dome? I think it was. Wherever they're holding the big championship tonight. So as you guys can see, I am going to mix this one very well. And I did it just right because I got just a little bit of foam at the top, which is all good. And seeing as how I'm the only one here. I don't want to melt the candy. I'm worried about this one. All right. So we will set this over here. All right. As my friend and co-host would say, here's to the Lord's work. Cheers. You literally taste everything with a nice little medley. I mean, it all just goes good together. I knew this was going to go down solid. And yes, I did not forget about the party favors. I just don't think this one needs it right now. But the Dr. Pepper does go good. That cherry that goes in there, mixed with the cherry of the Red Stag, and then you've got the cinnamon, the grittiness and the cinnamon, and So on that note, guys, here's your ingredients. Jot it down. You heard it here first. I have not come up with a name for this one yet, but I guarantee when my co-host sees this and he comes back in here, he will be very interested in trying such a concoction. Now we will put this away and I will try and put it back just as Kat has it. As Steve would call her, my catastrophe.
Thank you.
We'll put this back in the vault and I don't plan on getting it back out. And as you can see, yes, he does have some left.
Good job.
All right, me and Red Stag just we don't jive. And the thing of it is, I'm throwing caution to the wind already here, guys. With where's my coasters? Here we go. I'm already throwing caution to the wind. Those are three liquors that are notorious for let's just put it this way: if there's trouble at a bar, somebody's pissed off, a fight happens, they get loud, obnoxious, crazy. There's three liquors right there that are very much associated with that, which brings me to my first. I kind of fell out of it, for a little while. I wasn't. I've never been a huge heavy drinker, and believe it or not, it wasn't until I moved back up home here to Pennsylvania, I started digging into it just a little bit more than what I used to. I mean, I've always had a liquor cabinet in the house, always fully stocked, always had something. But on rare occasions, I would dig into it. I did try the whole come home from work because I was working seconds, and I'd come home about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I would end up, I'd go out on my back deck, and I would try and just enjoy a whiskey, or maybe sit down and drink a beer or something like that. I've always been known as a social drinker. That's when I do my best work, is when I sit down. Oh, we got a long ways to go. Geez, oh man. Didn't start till 8:50.
I was just checking it.
Nice.
Promised you I would.
Thank you, ma'am. But I mean, it never fully had that calming effect that everybody says that after, that after a long day. At the time I was working at the prison, and I had a 3 to 11 shift. They have since gone on to what they call the Panama schedule, and now you have either 12 hours on day, 12 hours on evening. But I thought, why not? Because let's call it what it is. Working at the prison is a high stress job. You're constantly on guard. No, we don't like to be called guards. We like to be called officers. We're not guarding anybody. We're officers. The main goal of working in a prison is to make sure I and everybody else leave safe. And when I leave, everybody being housed there is alive and well. Most of the time sleeping whenever I left. But it was, the one thing that killed me about working there was being surrounded by so much negativity all the time. And when I say negativity, you got to think, these guys, that's it. The four walls of that compound, they're in there, a lot of them for, the bulk. I was always told to remember, this is their home. Technically, we're the ones visiting. So these are the guys that, they live, eat, and breathe inside those walls. I get to go home after 8 hours. I'm the 8 in the gate. So, I mean, it was just, and I'd never worked the same pods. It was always, I was known as a floater. So I went wherever I was needed. There was certain pods you knew you didn't want to work, other pods that weren't so bad. But then there are the fun ones, like we had a mental health pod, believe it or not, where the guys that were, I've literally seen a man walking circles around the pod and talking and literally arguing with himself. That particular pod, they at any point those guys could snap, and it's going to be all hell breaks loose. Gang members, rapists, pedophiles, you name it, I've dealt with them. And when you go home, it's just it's hard to shake it off. It was for me, anyways. There's some people that they've grown numb to it over the years. I'm a people person, so when I go in there, I'm that guy that wants to talk to them, wants to get to know them, wants to help them, but at the same time, I know that they're not my friend. There's always an ulterior motive. All that being said, that kind of gave you a little bit of my background on this. So I would go home and try and do whiskey on the rocks. Every now and then if I got a beer, I'll drink a beer. It never did anything for me. So yes, I am a social drinker. It's just weird that, moving back up here, I started hanging out with some friends, making new friends, and all of a sudden I started drinking more. And it's not that I'm depressed. I'm really not. It's just, I think I've surrounded myself with so much social activity anymore that it's just started to become the norm. And I wanted to kind of mix this particular drink. I've, those times that I've DJ'd, I've tried to, introduce this particular drink as a specialty drink in certain places. And every bar I've taken it to doesn't want to touch it. So for me, the hardest one there, the one that I know for a fact gets me, is the Red Stag. And I'm going to have, the jury's still out on that Buffalo Trace from the other night. I don't know. I'm going to have to drink that one off to the side. But, the bad part about it is it's a good tasting drink, but I don't know what happens, what it is about the Red Stag that just gets on top of me. I'm either violent or I get not emotional, but sensitive. And when I say sensitive, it's not hard to trigger me. I can go into just goofiness to angry, just it's insane. And of course, we all know the history of, most fights at a bar. Oh, the Jack got me last night, and Fireball was right up there. So now, yours truly, your bartender for this evening, has mixed 3 of the dangerous drinks together. Let's see what happens. But I am doing it in a safe place. I'm only doing it in. we're only going to do this for a few hours. I get to see you guys, so that's the point. I'm doing it in a responsible way, whereas instead of being out in a bar and just wanting to go batshit, which I am getting like very notorious anymore. I'll behave, and then it seems like that last hour, and I've got a theory on this, but that last hour to finish out the statement is when I really start to hit it. And it's not hard to get everybody else involved. It's like, hey, let's do a shot before we go. And then before you know it, you want to try, and most of us do this. Most of us. I didn't want to say all of us because I'd get the side eye over there. Most of us, as soon as they say last call, what does everybody do? We all rush to the bar. And I swear that's when they truly make their money that night. Everybody rushes to the bar at last call. And all right, give me 2 beers, give me 3 beers, give me 3 beers and a shot. Like, you just go nuts. And I think for me, I love hanging out with people. I am truly a people person. I like sitting with you guys, and I like hanging out with my friends. I love to laugh, and when I have a good time going, I tell you what, it kind of puts me in a real bad funk, which is why I stay away from the Red Stag, that the night's over. At some point you have to kind of realize that people have to go home, especially when I've got friends over here from a whole nother state. So, me personally, I've been trying my damnedest to kind of go back to that responsible, just, have a good time and be in the moment. Enjoy what you got. And just always remember, being smart now opens it up for another time, because nobody wants to hang out with the guy that every time you go out with him, he gets hammered and just starts acting stupid and becomes obnoxious. Hell, back when I first turned 21, my stepbrother was the one that was always taking me out. But the problem is, I'm a first-time drinker, legally. And again, I was, power drink, drink as much as I can, as fast as I can. And literally the first 2 times he took me out, I did not leave without throwing up in his car. Well, I never threw up in his car. I always did it outside the window. I take it back. No, there was one time I did, throw up in the car, but after the second time, I mean, it was a long time before he wanted to hang out with me. And that was kind of my first experience with, hey, have some fun, be smart about it. Because, I mean, it's not the first time I've been drunk. It's not the first time I've thrown up. It's just, he was that type of person that liked to go out, socialize, have a handful of drinks. He normally stayed away from shots. And there was one particular time where me and a buddy took him out, and it was just, we literally was almost forcing it down his throat. Excuse me. He was saying, no, I don't want to, no, he'd say no. But for every 5 no's, he would finally do a shot. And, thinking back on it, he was the one driving. He didn't want to get pulled over. He'd already been there, done all that. Didn't want to do that anymore, And I remember we got home, and the first thing he did, we had already dropped my friend off. We got back to the house, and the first thing he did was he calmly walked over by the pine tree in the front yard, grabbed a hold of the tree, and just everything, out it went. We've touched on that one before. Whenever you drink too much and you end up throwing up, some people feel better, others want to go to bed. I'm one of those ones. I don't know. It depends on what I drink. But another reason why I don't like drinking as hardcore as I used to, and I kind of get myself back in together, the tagline of our show kind of comes into play. We always say at the end, it might be the alcohol talking, and sometimes the alcohol does too much talking for me. And before you know it, you've pissed people off. You end up embarrassing yourself. I usually wake up the next day, even when I'm not that drunk, and I wonder, what did I say? What did I do? Did I, even if I remember the night, which that's another thing. I mean, I'm starting to get those fuzzy nights. I mean, is it what I'm drinking? How much I'm drinking? I don't know. It's never happened before. And recently I'm going to contribute it to the fact that I'm drinking more alcohol than I am beer, which, yes, there is that famous discussion. Beer's still alcohol. In my opinion, there's liquor, there's beer. Both have alcohol in them. But when I say alcohol, just to let you guys all know, I'm referring to the liquor. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I try really hard anymore to go back to the way it used to be. Go out, make sure you eat first, have a good, sit down and enjoy with everybody. Again, I want to be coherent too. I don't want to be sitting there, just blathering and, trying to, keep up with my own self talking. And that's where the slurs come in, and it's just not fun sometimes. But luckily, I've got a core group of friends that kind of help keep my goofy ass from doing anything truly stupid. And I am smart enough to know what I can and can't drink. So again, guys, as your bartender, before we take our first break here, I am going to say, make sure if and when you go out to toss back those few drinks, be responsible. Think about it before you, honestly, especially for us that, we're not in our 20s anymore, a lot of us. It's more fun to sit back and do what we're doing right here, talking, drinking, and enjoying the moment. So, yeah, guys, let's be responsible and not a statistic. So on that note, I've hit the 25 mark. Let us go ahead and let us get some music. We'll take our first break, and still waiting to see, some people who said they were going to be here and are not. They're going to make this interesting tonight. I see what's going on here. Let's get a little music going. What What do we got? Yeah, go. Let's go. One Hell of a Woman. This is the Southern Outlaws Band, and we will be back shortly.
One hell of a woman. Not young, a diamond beauty queen. She's a whiskey drinking sex machine. She hits that dance floor, shaking and grooving. The guys are true. Watch out, fellas, here she comes. One hell of a woman. Takes the stage, all eyes on her. She knocks back a shot, damn, she's hot. Hearts are pumping, the rhythm is thumping. She's too hot to handle, the guys like wagon. Watch out, fellas, here she comes. One hell of a woman. One hell of a woman. One hell of a woman. One hell of a woman.
Oh, guys, we are back, and that is from our boys, the Southern Outlaw Band. That is One Hell of a Woman. One of the newer songs, I guess. Well, it's one of their older songs, but one of the newer ones. And Mr. Bobby Ryder, if you're still on here, brother, obviously welcome Alice to the show, and he says you are very welcome. So again, guys, this is the Open Bartender Night, and yours truly is here to give opinion, answer any and all questions to the best of my ability. Just remember, everything I say on this show is just my opinion. But then again, as always, it might be the alcohol talking. So yes, I did our closing statement early, but kind of goes with it. Yeah, we're good.
It's ready whenever you are.
So on that note, guys, if you guys watched the show last night, my last shot, I kind of touched on some personal. You know, me and Steve do our best to kind of let you know we air out some of our dirty laundry because we want to kind of let you guys know that we're having fun doing this, but we're still people at the end of the day. And no, we're not therapists. This isn't Maury Povich. There you go, free plug, Maury. Oh, a little something there. Buffalo Trace Distillery got flooded. There's been some nasty storms coming through, and believe it or not, we have snow outside. And we're almost to the halfway point of April, which I guess isn't too far off, but usually end of April, beginning of May is when our weather break hits. But
that's typical for around here. All the time with the kids growing up, we always had to put them in snowsuits to go do their Easter egg hunts.
Back in the day, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the last few times it's been chilly, but it's not been. I grew up during the 80s here and 90s. Yes, you did too. So you remember when we had the real snow. And that sucks about Buffalo Trace. Maybe that's why I didn't find it at the liquor store when I went out and got, oh God. As my boy would say, the Lord's work be done today. You know, though, you never know. With all the stuff floating around the water, if anything survives in those barrels, it might be a new flavor. I don't know.
Ooh.
I haven't. When we drink Grove City water.
You might, I don't.
No, I filter the shit out of it. I really do. I mean, it goes from the pipe into one filter, and then when it goes to the sinks and stuff, it goes through a whole nother filter. So by the time it gets to my, so yeah, my heart goes out along with Arliss to the Buffalo Trace people. We're looking forward to seeing you again here really soon. I'm sure things will be back up and going. That means it's gonna be harder to get it for a little while. That sucks. You know, and that's my luck. I tell him no, Cat. Tell him no to what?
No to what, Arliss?
Yeah. Dude, have you not seen? I've yet to mix a drink up here and it not come out damn near perfect. And during the break, I'm not going to lie, I had a friend of mine come in and sample. And knocked it out of the park. But, man, I could talk about liquor all damn night if you let me. No, here's some free bartender advice. Relationships. I've had my fair share. Don't he know what's floating in that? He's not gonna let me. He is hardcore. Don't he know what's floating in the water? Yes, I do. And sometimes, you know.
That's why I told him, ew, no. I'm
But the barrel will filter it.
No.
Yes.
We're lucky enough that we have a natural spring that actually runs into our well that goes into our house. But I still buy water from the store to be able to take to the different sporting events or this or that. And
oh shit, I'm getting already hit.
I won't buy anything unless it's spring water. I won't do the purified. I won't do any of the this or that. It has to be spring water.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of the springs that I've come across anymore, they're starting to, I'm starting to see more and more signs: do not drink the water because of what's leaching into it at the source. like up at my grandmother's house. There's a pipe that comes out, and it used to be everybody would go over, but people were getting sick, and it was because of all the farm waste right there. Yeah, dysentery is still not just it is a true thing. Bobby's got us. All right, cool. This is what we've been waiting for. Just for fun, answer either Bill or Steve. Are you watching the show? Jesus, man. Number one, can bench. Oh, I see what it is. I'm sorry. Answer either Bill or Steve. My bad. Can bench press more, can run a mile faster, can sing better, wins an arm wrestling match, had a higher GPA in high school. All right. You want to touch on this one, or you want me first?
Let's hear your opinion.
All right. So
again, your opinion.
When it comes to bench pressing, today I'm going to say me, because I've been going to the gym more than him. You got to remember, he's got the longer arms, so that's further for him to have to push. And anybody that has long arms, I can vouch for this. It is a pain in the ass to do bench presses, pull-ups, push-ups, all the fun stuff. Can run a mile faster. I tell you what, back in the day, probably him.
No, I would still say you. He's the smoker.
Well, back in the day, I used to be a smoker too, but I was the track guy. I was the wrestler, and he did basketball. But I tell you what, even for a smoker, don't know when he started smoking, but I tell you what, for him to go through the military and the amount of running that they've done, back in the day, I'd say Steve would beat me in a mile. Today, again, I think me, with the simple fact that, like you said, I quit smoking. He didn't. Again, I go to the gym a little bit more than he does, and that's even for me, it's a little minimal.
He has a little bit of an advantage on you. His legs are much longer, so his strides are longer, so he might actually get there a little faster. If he doesn't,
in a mile run, it doesn't matter who starts out the fastest. Bear in mind that that's where the cardio, I think I got him on that one. What was the other one?
Can sing better.
Well, to everybody watching, most of the people watching right now saw the other night the karaoke. So you saw him sing, but you have to get to see me sing. But so I'll tell you what, I'll give that one to Steve, mainly because little side note, guys, before I started doing the DJing, before I started doing this, I was trying to do a band. And it was me and another friend, and me and my wife would come out here and we would get on the mic and sing, and I made sure I went out and paid for voice lessons, all the fun stuff. At one point, I actually was not bad. But I haven't sang now in over a year. So the other night didn't fall in my favor, but we'll have to see. But seeing as how Steve got out there and sang, I'm giving this round to him.
They have karaoke twice a month down there.
Oh, we'll see what's up. Wins in an arm wrestling match. Again, I've never been a very good arm wrestler at all. Doesn't matter how good how much I could bench, so on and so forth. And especially when somebody's got longer arms than me, that's going to be a big problem for me. So I give the arm wrestling to Steve. Had a higher GPA in high school. I'm going to say me. Sorry. Love you, buddy. But man, that's a loaded question, you prick. But love you to death, Steve. I'd say I probably did better. Because when I graduated, I was able to graduate with a 3.9. So challenge accepted on that one. When he pops on, I don't know if he's going to pop on. I'm sure he'll. But Kitty Cat, on those questions, I'm interested in seeing what your thoughts are.
I kind of answered them along with you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The bench press, yeah, I could see you more. He does have quite a bit with the different work that he does. But again, you get to the gym more that kind of thing. They run the mile faster. That, yeah, he's a smoker and he's a heavy smoker. So his legs might be longer and he might be able to get those last couple strides in there, but I'm thinking he's going to cough up a lung before he gets there. The sing better, I have not heard you sing, so I can't say that. Steve did do a
Give it to him.
good job.
We've got the videos, which we will see at some point.
The arm wrestling.
Now, bear in mind, I am actually, believe it or not, for him to be taller, I am heavier than him. So I would have that advantage. I think it'd be a good match either way. But
I personally think I would beat you all at arm wrestling.
I'll stabilize the bar.
I don't have a good grip and I don't have much strength,
Oh, honey, your grip's great.
but I have stamina and the will behind me. One of my favorite movies was Over the Top.
Over the Top.
Over the Top, yes. And had a higher GPA in high school. That one I can't tell you. I don't know. But that's very impressive. A 3.9. That was very, very impressive there, Bill.
I had to struggle. Now, a little backstory on that one. I was always an AB honor roll student. Now, my public school tenure is interesting because I got put in a private school for troubled youth for a while. Basically, it was a school in Pittsburgh that was strictly for kids that couldn't behave in school. So I did 4 years there. That was because I kept getting in trouble as a kid and counselors and all this other fun stuff. You know, that's, again, that could be a whole nother topic, but I was able to work my way through that. After 4 years, they put me back into public school. So when I transitioned very well, still stayed on AB honor roll, but I moved to Tennessee and I go from AB honor roll. Literally, I failed 4 out of 6 classes. I've never in my life failed a class. And this is Tennessee. So my freshman year of high school, my first year, I did horrible. And there was a lot of other stuff that kind of went, trust me, I couldn't keep my mind focused on school. A lot happened that year. So then we end up moving to North Carolina. And immediately I got into the ROTC there, track, wrestling. Even with all that, my grade point average was horrible in Tennessee. And I brought it back up to a 3-something that year when I finished out what should have been my 10th grade. It was a mixture of both. It was 10th and 11th because I failed so much the previous year. Moved back to Tennessee again. And they had gone to a block schedule. And I passed 3 classes, but barely. And failed 1. So now I'm back to failing again. And then the second half of the year, I failed 2 out of 4. Not good. And then I started skipping school, what should have been my senior year. And my senior year. It should have been my senior year. And it wasn't going very well for me at all. Moved back up to Pennsylvania. Big pain in the ass because it was, even though I knew a lot of the kids, I'd already gone to school with them, kind of grew up with them. They didn't, the fact that I said, hey, I moved from Tennessee, I was that country bumpkin up here, and Slippery Rock was not very gracious to me. So still struggled through, passed everything, got all my grades back up, still had to do that half a year for half a day. And at the end of the day, I still pulled out almost a 4.0 average. And that took a lot of work, a lot. Yeah. Now, bear in mind, I say this, I just went through, you could say 12 and a half, I still say 13 years of high school. Bounced around from school to school to school to school, states. It's been crazy. And I wanted to take a year off at that point, get a job, start kind of working my way around and do all this other stuff. And I listened to my stepmom, my dad, and immediately went into college. Got a grant. Basically, I was going to college for free. Started off at BC3, did 1 year, ended up dropping a class because, I found out real quick that in college, no, you don't want to slam yourself with classes unless you absolutely love, I'm not Hermione Granger. I can't keep my nose in a book anymore. And I didn't keep my grade point average up, and I think I ended up actually failing one class. So I lost the grant, and then I ended up not going back. So I've got 1 year of college under my belt, and that's my school story. Not fun at all.
I have a close to similar story.
Close to similar? I like this.
Yeah, close to similar. Halfway through my freshman year, things were not good at home, and I ended up leaving home, going into placement or whatnot, or whatever you want to call it. And the school that they sent me to, I was a very rebellious child, I guess you could say. I do not take well then nor now with authority figure. I'm my own person. I don't like being told what to do.
Amen, sister.
And when a judge straight out tells you you have to do this or else, and you look at the judge and tell him where to go, you get the or else, and that's not a good thing. So I wasn't able to complete my freshman year at that school because the judge had sent me to a wilderness camp.
Okay.
And I had to learn how to live off the land, kind of thing. Well, again, the whole authority figure and me did not mix well with that either. But when I got back and had all sorts of issues, and it was summertime, and by the end of the summer, I ended up at a different establishment. And they did a lot better with me then. I was able to improve myself and work on myself and do things better that way. So when I went to return home, the school did not transfer my records correctly and didn't give me credit for the stuff that I had done. So I had to repeat my freshman year.
So Bobby, I'm gonna follow up on hers here. And then we're gonna hit your questions real quick. So I'm gonna be honest. The way I've been raising Connor and Kaylin, I take the way I grew up into account, and I tried really hard to give them what I didn't without giving them everything. I still wanted them to have to learn. I opened a path is a good way to put it. And a lot of people would say I was really tough on Connor and that I'm tough on Kaylin. But at the end of the day, Connor's he's got 3 schools interested in him. And it's not even sports. He did great in sports. He picked up on his, he got his letter, and 2 out of the 3 sports he played. And he's excelled. So at the same time, he's still wanting to be that, he's getting that teenage there and so on and so forth. But
at this stage in their life, they think they know better than us.
Oh yeah, and I did too. I'm sure you did. So like I said, the way I've tried to push my kids and raise them, I took what happened back in my day and how I grew up and tried to give them the opportunities that I kind of feel like I didn't have. What say you?
I did kind of the same, but not the same. I kind of went too far. So the way my kids are is a good portion my fault, because I will be the first one to tell you they are spoiled, rotten brats. They don't want or need a single thing, and the way they talk to us shows. And at their ages now, it's almost too late to really. They're very respectful to everybody else. Don't get me wrong. I can take them out in public and they are very, very respectful. But
Gotcha. Aunt Jen. Oh, nope, she's not done. Sorry, we got that.
You need to check in on your messages.
I am checking them out right now as we speak. Aunt Jen.
Your messages here.
Ah.
There was an idea for you sent by the gentleman we were just speaking about. To go back to, my schooling kind of thing. So I got halfway through my 10th grade year when my wonderful guidance counselor called me into his office, and I have no clue how he was a guidance counselor when his best idea for me at that point in time was to quit school, get my GED, and get on with my life. And that is the biggest regrets that I have. But, I did. I got my GED and I moved on with my life. So when it came to my kids and school, I push and push and push, because since my children were little infants, there was never any baby talk with them. And if anybody did speak baby talk to them, I would correct them very quickly. No baby talk, no gibberish. Talk to them like they're people, so they understand you better. They've all been very, very well, except, medical things get in the way here and there, but they're very, very intelligent children. You just have to get past all the other junk.
Well, I like to think, I have to agree with that 100%. Like Connor, he's excelled and done awesome. So some may say, like I said, was hard on him, but at the end of the day, it succeeded. And I have all the faith in the world in him. Moving on from here. Again, Aunt Jen, good to see you. Hi, William and Kat. How are we tonight? We are doing awesome. Before we get to her next message, Bobby had a couple other questions for us. Let's see what we got. Who wins at darts? I love how he's pitting me against Steve, and Steve's not here to defend himself. Here you go, Steve. There's a little arrogance for you. Who wins at darts? I've never seen Steve play darts, but I know I used to be very good at it. I haven't played it in forever. Connor's got a dartboard up in his room. Him and I have dabbled in a couple times. I've got a dartboard out here. I'm sure if Jason was on here, he'd be the one to say it'd be him over everybody, which apparently he used to be in a league and all that. But I can't answer that one. I just, out of pure arrogance, I'm going to say me on that one. Who wins at a hot dog eating contest? Again, me. Yeah. First off, one could say I got the bigger mouth. Take that as you want, ladies. But Steve also says comment. He loves hot dogs. He's one of those ones when he goes, we were talking about it last night. When we go to the game, that's one of our go-tos. And I'm bigger around stomach-wise, guys and girls. If you are partners on the show, The Amazing Race, what place do you finish in? Me and Steve, we finished dead last because every place we go, we're going to stop at the bar. Let's just call it what it is. We're going to find something that's going to be fun, and that's the way that's going to go. I guarantee it. I'm not going to say dead last. No, but I think we'll place, but it's going to be closer to the bottom, honestly. What does Jan say? Mine, let's see. Mine too graduate this year, and it's something else, a lot of money, and then she's going to go to Drexel University in Philadelphia. She got a scholarship. My daughter is an athlete too. She's the track star. Awesome. My kid also loved track, and she also said my daughter graduates this year. I see where you're going with that. That's how my 18-year-old is very respectful to everybody but her mother, because she's a spoiled brat. Yeah. Connor is, both my kids are respectful up to a point, but they do, especially at Connor's age, and Kaylin's already, feels like she's that 18-year-old. Yeah. There's been many a talks about the respect and overstepping the bounds. Bobby says, some more questions. What do we got? What is the most record for slam dunks in a championship game? This game might break the record. Seems like every basket has been a dunk so far. We will be checking that score here shortly, and that's something she can go ahead and fact check. Wait a minute. What an asshole. What kind of garden?
She meant guidance counselor.
What kind of guidance counselor is that? That was in there getting high before you just came in. Like, why would you say that? My GED, and you might as well quit. Oh,
Yeah, she doesn't understand how the guidance counselor would tell me to quit school.
Yeah.
And neither do I, but that's how it happened. And
Just said the guidance counselor, my nephew will kick your ass, and eating hot dogs in a contest, he will destroy you. There's no bias in that response whatsoever. Before we do the fact check, let us go ahead and take our next break of the night. And when we start this next part of the show, we've reached the halfway point. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be mixing another drink, and I've already got one in mind. To upbeat things a little bit, it is going to be my own personal island drink, and I look forward to actually trying this. So, dealer's choice. I like it. This is the Good for the Soul by our boys, the Southern Outlaw Band again, and we will see you guys here shortly.
For the soul. Good friend, good music, good whiskey, good for the soul. Bob and Jay was usable. It was time to take them to school. The long old woman was dancing around. So I looked over and then he yelled, hell yeah, it's good for the soul. A good friend, good music, good whiskey, it's good for the soul. the soul. Good for the soul.
Guys, welcome back. One of my favorite songs, and something that kind of goes along with our the theme of our show. I mean, good for the soul. We always try to, I really enjoy this idea that he came up with, and just getting up here and spitballing and running with it. I like giving my background because that I'm trying to let you guys know that I'm a person like you guys. I've made mistakes, learned from them, and all I can do is give my opinion on it. So, like I said, I just kind of like, unlike Aunt Jan, for one of the few times I actually have to disagree, I would destroy Steve in a hot dog eating contest. Run with that if you'd like, Mrs. But guys, we've hit the halfway point, and I've actually got some awesome suggestions I got in my text a little while ago. I see Miss Jan's on here. Good to see you, ma'am. But before we get going, we're going to lighten the mood a little bit. First off, we're going to lighten my mood. As always, my super go-to, and I'm being very gentle on these shots tonight. When it comes to, of course, Houston would be beating Florida right now, but we have seen it multiple times. It is 20-16 in the first half. I mean, not a bad game, apparently. So here we go, folks. Down the hatch with the proper. Let's start our engines. I invite you guys to come up with a name for this one. I am very interested in seeing how this turns out. So when I'm in the grocery store, these guys will tell you, I stay on the clock when it comes to the show 24/7, to the point where I don't sleep. I just want to keep going. I'm always researching. I'm always trying to figure it out. And seeing as how we have the bar set up here, when I see something new, I'm always like, how can this work? Well, with it being summertime, and me and my boy have always said that we're real big into the drinks, especially summertime drinks, island drinks. I am going to try something, and I not to toot my own horn, but I've yet to fail on certain drinks. Now, that doesn't mean everybody's going to like them, but so far, Miss Kitty Cat has yet to find one that I have made that she hasn't liked, nor has this gentleman right here. So we are going to try something tonight I saw in the store. This is 7-Up Tropical, and it looks like it is orange. It just says tropical flavor. Looks like it's orange and orange. Orange and lime, something like that. That's usually your go-to for your tropicals. We're not going to get too much into that. We're just going to try it because 7-Up is actually a really good mixer for anything. So when I saw that, I immediately came up with an idea. So what we're going with is we're going to do 1 part spiced rum. Your choice, guys, whether it be Bacardi. Some people like Captain better. I like both. Tequila. Again, that's your preference. Some like Jose, some like Patron. I personally like Terramana. And my go-to when it comes to coconut rum is Parrot Bay. I think it's got the perfect flavor of coconut with it. And I'm not even a big coconut fan, but when it comes to my drinks, yes, I will dabble in it. So without further ado, get your cup, put some ice in it, because these are always better chilled. Let us start off. Yes, this is the big boy, so it makes it fun to try and pour. And guys, when you're pouring these, always try and find something that has marks. Remember, you usually don't want to go past the halfway point. 1001, 1002. So we've got our spiced rum. And I spilled down the side. We have pour tops, but I'm not using them tonight. I'm just kind of freehanding it. Next. Oh, Kat's already... She's already got that look. Again, another evil drink that more times than not, it's the women that don't like this one because it does evil stuff. So we will go with the Blanco. Again, your choice. I personally like clear vodka. 1001, 1002.
It's tequila, not vodka.
Yes, thank you. I said tequila from Mexico. And we will bust it up. Man, that thing, I'll tell you what, sounds loud. Now be careful. It's Parrot Bay more so than the others has a very strong coconut flavor. So depending on how much you like your coconut, be careful. 1001, 1002. I like to do it 1001, 1002 when I'm mixing drinks. That's just my personal go-to. And as you guys can see, it is about the halfway point right there. Just shy of it. Clean up my mess. And then to top it off, let us give this a nice little try. Ooh. I like it. As always, I like to stir. You usually use a shaker for when it's straight liquor, because anybody that has messed up and done a shaker and put soda in it, like I have before, doesn't always turn out very well.
You're supposed to shake the liquor, then add the soda.
Well, you live and learn.
Pour it in a glass and then top it with the soda.
So, again, spiced rum, your choice. Your choice tequila, your choice of coconut rum. And I am going with the 7-Up Tropical. Stirred. Gentlemen, start your engines. That is different. I'm going to tell you the next time I do it, I'm going to back off a little bit on the coconut, and it needs a little bit more. But you, again, it's one of those ones. I'm not. It's not unpleasant, honestly, but it's missing something. You can definitely taste the coconut. You can taste the tequila. You get just a hint of the rum, but very minute. You actually taste more liquor in this one than you do anything else up here. But as always, sometimes it's hit and miss. I'm going to need other opinions on that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you get the opportunity to try these drinks, post in the comments if you get the opportunity, or if you do, and let me know what you think of our little concoctions that we got going on. As Florida ties it up 21-21. Bobby says, call it. Oh, we're going to name it. Cool. Pirate cruise ship. Pirates on vacation. I'm definitely gonna need I'm gonna need a second opinion on this. And this is one of those times that, again, it's nice having, a partner here. Holy fuck, how do we go from 21 to 26? Or I mean, they scored 5 points that quick. Jesus. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up with it. But it is not horrible. It really isn't. I do suggest backing off on the coconut because, again, as I've stated earlier, Pirates Bay is one of those ones, it's got a very strong coconut flavor. But I'll tell you right now, the tequila, believe it or not, meshes well with everything. It gives that nice little, that decent little aftertaste. And it's missing something. And honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is something cherry. So maybe garnish it with a cherry, put the cherry in there, or maybe, I don't know if I want to go grenadine because it's already a sweet drink. Yeah.
A splash of grenadine isn't going to overpower it, though. It'll give you that little cherry.
It might. That one might be better without the tropical 7-Up. I honestly feel like that's definitely one for like pineapple juice or orange juice or like a medley of some type. The 7-Up just, I mean, and you saw it, it's, half of it's the liquor and the other half is 7-Up. So I don't know. But the Pirates Cruise Ship, that's actually not a bad name for this one. Definitely could use some more fruit to it, though. So, drop a cherry Jolly Rancher in it.
I don't think we have those ones.
I don't think we have that either.
I got them for the house. I didn't bring them any in here.
That one, I'm going to be honest, is not one of my better ones, but it is definitely a work in progress. That's one that we can. I like Bobby's idea of putting a Jolly Rancher in there. Maybe a sour Jolly Rancher. I think they have sour cherry, don't they?
Yes, I do.
That would definitely kick that one up just a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe I'll go ahead and try a little bit of grenadine, mix that in there, and see if that kind of. The thing about the grit, like I said, it's already sweet tasting. Grenadine. I don't know. So, like I said, we will do this at this point of the night. We will go ahead and drop the link now. Keep those questions coming. I invite you guys to join me on here now. And looking forward to talking to everybody. I think it's been fun. I was actually talking to my boy last night, and without divulging too much, we actually have his vacation date has been set. But I tell you what, it is going to be some work involved in it. Dude, kudos for him getting the opportunity to get that particular day off, or that, weekend, so on and so forth. I mean, that's a busy time this summer, and I am truly looking forward to it. If at anything, I don't know what's going to happen after the kids go to college, how much they're going to want to hang out during summer. They're going to make all new friends. It's going to be a whole new world. This could be that opportunity to do that last father-son trip. And I don't know. Personally, when I go on vacation, and I've brought this up before, I'm a beach guy. I like summer, but I don't like the heat that comes with it. It's kind of like me saying I love winter, but I'm not the biggest fan of cold either. But I would prefer cold over heat because you can always put more clothes on. You can regulate, whereas once you're hot, you're hot. The only time I enjoy it is when, I'm sitting there in front of the ocean, which always has a nice breeze. I get very, very tranquil whenever I get to the beach. And as much as I love to bounce from bar to bar to bar, I'm that guy that would rather go ahead and mix my own drinks and go down and sit in the sand, whether it be daytime, nighttime. As was proven last year, rainstorms don't bother me because they'll hit and then they're gone. It's weird. And especially when you're on the Outer Banks, I found this out. It could be absolutely just dumping, storming, and going. You'd think there was a hurricane going on outside, and then you go one town over and it's clear as day. It's weird. Missing something. It is. It's driving me nuts. Good concept, but it's missing something. I love to fish, but I'm spoiled. I would rather go and fish the saltwater, mainly because I'm a shark geek. You never know what you're going to hook onto out there. I don't know. There's just something about the beach that I honestly feel like it would not be a wasted life to find something small. I'm not saying like a shanty, but, couple bathrooms, nice bedroom, somewhere close to the beach, and open up maybe my own little bar on the beach if I could ever find a place that allows bars on the beach. I think it's more Florida. You don't see them in the banks. But I don't think that would be a life wasted, honestly. Or maybe even work, a charter boat. That'd be fun. Go out there and just constantly, I mean, all you got to do is get the line in the water for them. When I went my one time deep sea fishing, he chummed the water. Yes, ma'am. The pier. I love piers. I mean, you got to remember, you're going out a good distance, but I didn't realize how shallow it was, even during high tide. It's still only about 15, maybe 20 feet at best. So, but yeah, you go out there, you get on the pier and just cast out. Last year was amazing. This one dude, he really took a liking to Connor and Christian. And before you see, when you're on the beach, on the pier, unless you're out on a boat, if you're anywhere near land, you can't say shark fishing. You're fishing for cobia. But I'll tell you right now, this dude, and I tell you what, the way we met, him and I went back and forth on what type of shark he pulled in. And it was about a 5-foot shark. What's the most illegal thing I've done while drunk? Hitting me with a deep one. Yeah. Honestly, for me, I'd have to say driving. And what's fun about it when when you honestly think about it, who really goes? There's very few of us that actually go into a bar and stop at 3 beers. Very few of us go into a bar and stop at 2 beers and a shot. And yes, you can raise your hand all day long, woman. I said that's why there's very few of us that can. You are in that minority that can. And you're going to keep showing me pictures of the beach. I love it. But, I mean, the moment you drink that 4th drink, unless you plan on sitting there and stopping, the moment you get behind the wheel, it's illegal. So, honestly, I can't say I've done anything. I personally haven't done anything outside of that illegal. I've never gone in and, I guess fights. That's another one.
Sorry, I've done quite a few things illegal while drunk, but a couple of them are still
pending. Don't
pending, so I'm not going there right now.
Thank you, Lady Jesus. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, normally I don't. Especially now. Like I said, I've already been hit. It caught up to me. Sooner or later, you knew it would. I knew it would. And you can only knock on the devil's door so many times before he finally answers. And not only did I get arrested, I got arrested because I wrecked my truck and walked away literally with just a few bumps and scrapes.
Very lucky.
But if you'd seen the drag site, if you'd seen the truck, you'd have thought it was horrible. I can give you guys why it happened. It's especially in Pennsylvania, it's one of the most common excuses, but it just goes to show. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I was still behind the wheel, intoxicated. Didn't think I was. Wish I'd stayed down. Honestly, I could have told him no that night, but I let my frustration get the better of me, and I said, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go." Took him home, got into a fight on the way, and it was on the way back. Let's just call it an obstruction. And I overcorrected, put my truck in a ditch, and the ditch was deep enough. Like I was literally scraping the bottom of the truck. I mean, the truck was tilted that hard, and I'm taking out tree limbs as I go, and it was nasty. And ended up, I just couldn't recover. And the truck actually ratted me out. It called 911 and went on complete shutdown, so I couldn't leave the scene. And I'm sitting there, I'm trying to like hit cancel. No, I'm fine. Let it know. Not thinking, okay, well, the truck's not going to let me. Maybe hang up my phone, turn off my phone, something, anything. But instead, bear in mind, I'd just been in a wreck. I was in panic mode. I'm trying to, my adrenaline's just pumping. And I'm, now I also realize that I'm stuck in my truck. I can't get the door open because the bottom of the door would dig into the dirt a little bit and then hit the road. So I can only get the door open so far. The other side of the truck is pinned against the mud and the trees. That door is not open. All but one of my airbags deployed. Luckily, I didn't get smacked in the face. I don't know how the hell I pulled that one off. But I tell you what, anybody that's had to deal with an airbag, that powder that comes out with it is not fun. So I'm trying to talk to 911, let them know I'm fine. Yes, I was in an accident, but I'm okay. I'm just trying. I made the mistake of saying I'm trying to get out of my vehicle. And they're freaking out. So then 911 puts me on with the state police. I'm trying to get out every which way I can, and I'm dropping my phone. They're going into panic mode. I'm able to get out of my truck, and I'm standing there, and that's when I realized that the house that is right there, she's out there. She's calling 911 too. So not only is the truck, the OnStar, calling 911, now I've got somebody else, and I guarantee this woman's freaking out. It was just a bad scene. I ended up, I was literally half a drink over the limit. It's 0.8 and I was like at 0.9. And that's straight from the officer. Like, I mean, he even said that I was so close to not getting there. Honestly, if I hadn't wrecked and it had just been a pullover, he could have got me for what they call wet driving. But the fact that there was a wreck, he even told my attorney that he felt bad for doing it. He knew that I wasn't, he knew I'd tried to sleep it off. My entire story had validity to it. And unfortunately, he still had to do his job. He could have got me for a lot worse, but I think he hit me with everything he could on the light end. So what do we got? You're lucky you're alive. I had a brother named Kevin, and when I was 12 years old, thank you, he died in a horrific car accident, and you should count your lucky stars because God wanted me here for a reason, not a reason my brother was only 23. Oh, not a season. I got you, girl. My brother was only 23 years old, and a drunk driver hit him and his best friend, and they both died before they went over a cliff. Oh my God! And they were both killed. I am sorry to hear that. I am so glad that it wasn't. It could have been a lot worse. And I tell myself this, and in all honesty, one of the things for me, was. First off, I knew when Sarah had to come and pick me up, she was going to be pissed. And rightly so. But that's a different topic. She came, she got me. I was most embarrassed because literally this was right at the time when I was supposed to be helping my oldest to learn how to drive. He was getting ready to get his permit. And then there's dad going out there and getting hit with a DUI. And I tell you what, this brought me to tears. I came home, and after I was able to calm down out here a little bit, no, I didn't touch any more drink. Calmed down, went inside. Connor came down. I don't think Kaylin really kind of realized what was going on. But I told Connor what had happened and actually apologized to him. And honestly, the kid, he went upstairs and he got peroxide and he came back down with gauze and literally was cleaning up the, because some of those scrapes, yeah, there was blood. And he came down and was actually cleaning me up afterwards. And, it kind of made me think about it even more so then. And that's why, yeah, when I'm not driving, I tend to be a little bit more consuming. But especially when I'm driving by myself, I've made it a point now that I cut myself off at midnight. And that doesn't mean pound every drink I can possibly get my hands on until midnight. But by midnight, I'm usually going to Mountain Dew, Sprite. And chances are I am going to close out the place then and give myself a chance to kind of burn off the alcohol and, get myself back to where, it becomes a math game to me. So how much did I drink? I know it's going to take me an hour to burn off at least one drink. So that's why I try and cut myself off. And I try to do it a little bit more responsible now. Do I toe the line? I'm not going to lie. Yes. But there are, for the most part, I make sure now I'm a little smarter about it. What do we got? It was many years ago, honey. My brother Kevin's been dead, but thank you for saying sorry to hear that. But he's my angel up in heaven, and God's got you here for a reason. Sometimes the Lord gives us wake-up calls. Ah, yes. And that was definitely one for me. There's still a whole bunch I want to do. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to make somebody else a statistic. Working in the prison, I could not handle, walls like that. I actually like having my freedom the way I do. And I definitely think about, a lot of things before this goes to lip. So on that note, let's take one more break, and we will go ahead and we're getting pretty close to the last quarter of the night. So before we do that, it is halftime right now, 28-31. Houston is in the lead by 3. Not looking good for my Gators, but they're not in a bad position. So yes, this will be Delta Circle. Here's to a small town.
Here's to the ones working hard all week, making this the land we love. Here's to the ones behind the scenes, making this town shine like gold. We crank it up and play it loud so the whole world knows. The place we lay our heads at night, the place I learned to cuss and fight, the place where mama taught me how to pray, the place where we know y'all by name, the place where I was born and raised. Sure as hell wouldn't want it any other way. Here's to a small town. We kick up dust on Friday nights, live it up under neon lights. We sneak our bottles to the game and wear their red and black with pride. The place we lay our heads at night, me those winter roads I used to roam. The place we lay our heads at night, the place I learned to cuss and fight, the place where Mama taught me how to pray. The place where we know y'all by name. The place where I was born and raised. Sure as hell we're more than any other way. Here's to a small town. Here's to a small town.
You know, I personally like that song. I myself live in a small town, so songs like that kind of touch home for me. And I absolutely love. We could have easily found something outside. Like when we were down in Tennessee, we had a house that was out in the sticks, more or less. We were literally only about 4 miles away from the house she grew up in. A lot of farmland, all that fun stuff. But we kind of compromised when we picked here. It still had that small town, but it gave us the community feel. And that's something, she used to live in Crossville, like in her earlier days, and then she spent most of her time out on the farm. So this for her was something different, but I like it. Very, very little. I mean, there's shenanigans, but there's very little crime around here. Everybody, for the most part, everybody knows everybody and kind of keep an eye out on each other. And that's one of the reasons I definitely like living in, as these gentlemen put it, here's to a small town. So during the break, I added a little bit of grenadine to it, and yeah, not bad. So that was definitely a work in progress. I can't say that's one of my favorites, but I mean, it's not bad. And again, I don't plan on winning them all on that. So again, the bar is open. Any and all questions are welcome. Apparently, a lot of people are really enjoying this game, but seeing as how it's halftime, might be a good time to burn up the last part of the night. So, yeah, give me any and all questions, and let's see what happens, man. Bobby's been killing them with these questions tonight. We're going to have to do a small segment called the Bobby Report. As long as it's not about the Yankees. Ugh. And there's the crickets. I will say it's kind of weird tonight not having like a garage full of people. We usually have people in the background and so on and so forth. I know this much. I do look forward to finishing out this game at some point tonight because apparently I'm missing a hell of a good game. But if I was watching the game, I wouldn't be able to sit down and talk to you fine folk. We are looking to branch out at some point and hit go ahead and drop the link. Let's see if we can get anybody up here.
I already did it once.
That's fine. It's just, I mean, all bars have slow nights. What can I say?
Well, that and the weather is bad, and I'm hearing a fire whistle outside right now, so
Hey,
at least I hope that's a fire whistle.
as sure as that, with that snow we got out there, I doubt it's a tornado warning of any type. Ooh, guess what I forgot?
My balls.
I love your balls. They're so sweet and smooth. It's got a flavor all itself. No, like I said, I mean, I don't expect every night to be a slammer, and I'm sure. I mean, sometimes you just want to sit back and chill and relax, but I don't know. Like I said, if I was in there, face glued to the TV and whatnot, I wouldn't be out here talking to everybody here and enjoying. So I gotta do a quick shout out to our boy Arliss. Obviously, we're on so many different medias and platforms. We are really branching out there, and over the weekend, I got to meet a small handful of people from across the pond. In that particular show, there was, oh man, like the host was from England. There was a lady there from Ireland, which I tell you what, I would, we're big Irish whiskey drinkers here. So, and I support my Irish heritage more so than the others. I myself am Germish, but that's what's really cool about doing this right here. I mean, you get to meet so many different people, and there are some people that like to complain about social media. Well, if it wasn't for social media, I mean, at this point, we've met so many people globally. I am super stoked. I like talking to new people and meeting new people, and like I said, I'm a people person. I try to have fun with everything I do. I try to make the best out of every situation. Hell, I'm usually one of the first ones to apologize whether I think I'm in the right or wrong.
If it weren't for social media, I would have never met my sister or her husband and children, or found other family members. So I'm very grateful for internet and social media on most days.
Well, that's kind of what's fun about, especially like this TikTok. I mean, yeah, it's one of the more controversial ones. Obviously, everybody that likes to, live, eat, and breathe politics. I mean, at one point they were wanting to ban it, then it came back. From what I understand, there's an ongoing battle with Facebook. I mean, it's just, but I mean, there's so much more to it than just that. Like TikTok. It's on TikTok that I got to meet those people, and it's more than just doing those little TikTok trends. It's more than just doing, the little dances and so on and so forth, and getting on there and being stupid. I mean, if used, I guess you can say, it's social media. It's in the word. So, I mean, socialize. If used properly, I mean, you'd be amazed at the people you could meet. I enjoy it. I really do. And I've learned so much. I was one of those ones, all I would see is those shorts, the dances, the handshakes, and, especially doing what we're doing. I mean, some of the stuff is fun. If it wasn't for social media, fighting victims would be harder. Oh! So he apparently back in the day, you were a huge fan of Craigslist. Cheers. I know, Peter Piper. I see you I'd say his favorite. You're a grinder guy, I bet. Don't look at me like that. You got bricks you can throw at me. Oh, and Jen.
She wrote us a book.
Yeah, she did. The Book of Jen. This is chapter 4, verse 18. Can you scoot the mouse over just a little bit, please? Make it. Thank you. I like social media because I like history. There is a lot of history, and there's a lot of ways to learn and meet really, really interesting people from all over the world. Other states, I mean. I can have fun with that one. I mean, you got your weirdos on there, but you learn how to, to stay away from that. But you're right. I enjoy social media Like I am not a big, I don't tell my business or none of that stuff on there. I just enjoy learning and stuff. Peter Piper said, "Grinder in the morning, Tinder at night." That's almost a T-shirt in itself. And Jen, I don't know. I think if you're gonna put your personal on there, you need to kind of keep your little circle of people on there tight. Like keep it to your family and friends. But then again, a lot of your drama comes from family and friends. They're the ones that, the downfall to doing social media messages, even text, is it can be interpreted wrong. Like somebody could say, something not meaning it to sound aggressive, but you read it as aggressive. So, I mean, yeah, there's always a responsibility to it. When you say history, I'm kind of interested on that part. What do you mean by history? Does that mean you just look up sites that talk about what's happened in the past? Like, let's just bring up Titanic or, the Ice Age, or because most of the people, believe it or not, that are on my personal, are friends, and they, I get a lot of pictures of them on vacation, of people, they're proud of what they're proud of what they're doing. They like showing that they're, things are good in their life. Again, sometimes, I've seen it personally where on the surface, people look like Ken and Barbie, but behind the scenes, they're Sid and Nancy. What'd she say? I am so sorry about this voice thing. I do have a distinctive voice, so it says all kinds of stuff, and I'm really sorry, but I can't text to it. You're good, girl. I mean, we get the gist of it. It's known as, but we try not to poke too much fun at it. But I mean, if it works, it works. Like I said, we get your message and we get the gist of what you're trying to say. But like I said, you still gotta be responsible about it. Like my wife, she is not a big fan at all of posting anything personal. I'm the one that usually posts like pictures of the kids, being at the games, whatever, being on vacation, so on and so forth. And, what you got? Is it not?
It's being retarded.
Of course it is. There we go. No, I mean, I do talk to people all over the world. So to see how other people live in their countries is like history. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I see where you're going with that. And again, like I said, what are we up to? Chapter 5, verse 15. And seeing how people live in other countries makes me full of gratitude and pray out that I have what I have. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I enjoy people, but I would never put my business on Facebook. Like these, you keep your circle small. Like you said, I didn't get just family and a couple of little friends. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're going to post pictures, I do recommend, don't. I've come across it, and even doing this more so, you get a lot of weird requests, and sometimes you just got to kind of filter through it. We had an incident not that long ago. We put our guard down. We've been having so much fun with it, and we learned a very, very valuable lesson. Let's just say we're now a little more uncaged.
Jen, I'm the one controlling the computer. You say and type whatever you do as much as you want. We just like giving you
A hard time.
a hard time because whenever we pull it up, it just looks like it's half a book. It's so you just say as much as you want to say. We enjoy having you on here.
Yes, ma'am. I thoroughly enjoy having you on here. For multiple reasons. I love talking to you. Again, it's somebody I got to meet. I tell you what, you ought to check out our other platforms. We're really across the board. Make sure you follow us on our Facebook page and really keep up with what's going on. Where we're constantly, sharing stuff for friends and everybody. We benefits, shows coming up, interviews, all sorts of stuff. I mean, like I said, we've got another band we're in talks with, and it's going to be very soon. It's a band out of Savannah, Georgia. We just actually played their song, and I'm very excited about having these guys on here. We've had musicians, we've had actresses. It's been fun. It's hit and miss. You learn as you go, but I mean, using social media, if done the right way, I mean, it can be fun. It can be addictive too. I'll tell you that. Some of them we're doing better than others, but
I'm not posting that one. Oh, I'm posting this one.
I'll see you Wednesday with friends. So you were actually a topic of conversation a little while ago, and I should have tried to reach out to you today to verify that. So yes, here's a quick shout out and update to everybody. If you haven't seen it already once before, we are going to have award-winning comedian Michael Copenhaver, fresh off a very successful show last Saturday night. Can't wait to hear about it, brother. And he's going to be live in studio with us. So we're going to have to work on the bar again. Let the picklebacks flow.
That means I got to go buy that big jar of pickles.
Yeah, those shows are always off the rail. There is no rhyme or reason. It is just literally everybody going up here. It is a whirlwind, and we have some of our funniest content come out that night. Yes, and thank you. Yes, Aunt Jen, we have had actresses on here. Well, we had an actress on here. Not huge, but Miss Sue will be driving, so bring it. I'll run it. Okay, all day long, brother. We're gonna have to make sure we go out and get a bottle of Jameson now, apparently.
So, Michael, you're telling me I need to take a nap Wednesday afternoon because it's gonna be a late one? Or does Miss Sue have us on a curfew?
Well, regardless, we are trying very, very hard to keep to our schedule. So you've got a feedback happening. Curfew, yes, of course.
Thank you.
So we are definitely we've been trying really hard to stick to the 2 hour. So we're going to see what we can do to try and cram as much as we can into 2 hours. Again,
she was very adamant.
We never go in with a game plan. It's just run and gun all day long. Whoops.
How did you miss that mouth?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
No comment.
Well, see, not with a mouthful. Allow me, everybody, to clean up my mess, which wasn't much of one. Well, soon you will. What do we got? Well, soon you will have a woman comedian on there. Her name is Jennifer Lynn Kurz because I'm very, very funny. I mean, extremely raw, but funny, no filter at all. I've been studying comedy since I was a little kid. Studying comedy. How do you study comedy? Is that such a thing? Mike likes it too. I don't know. I think, and this is a conversation I've had with Mike before. You know, you have to experience life and find the funny in it. So, I mean, watching, learning, and loving. There's also timing, knowing how to spin it. You know, certain things you can try to crack a joke about, but I mean, I don't know. It's how whatever makes you funny, I guess, works at the end of the day. Oh my goodness. So why does it look like he's at home?
He is.
I've been a student of comedy my entire life. Fair enough. Okay. Follow comedy. You know history. It's kind of all like history. You look at you, study history, right? So I study all the comedians. Okay. I mean, so you take from, what other people say, kind of like when you read a book. 5 fouls in 2 minutes and 39 seconds. Refs are throwing this to Houston. Very obvious. Oh. But then again, it could be Vegas. There's always that controversy. Does Vegas predict who wins with sports betting weighing where it's at? Edward, I see you down there, brother.
We got 8 minutes left, so
we are literally nothing like the last second, but I am interested in hearing how it went for him. Let's bring to the stage our boy, Edward.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. The baby had an ear infection, and she wasn't happy being around a bunch of people, so we decided to split.
From the championship game?
Yeah, we went out there. We didn't go to the game. We went out. We were by the Alamo and the Riverwalk and by the Tower of Americas, and it was just crazy with people, like, just by the Henry. We were walking around where the Alamo Dome, the Tower of Americas, when you go down the street on Main, on Alamo, the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. That's where we're doing all the TVs and all the fun stuff, all the interactive stuff you see. And then the Alamo's right down the street. So we were just walking down the strip, basically.
So is it you and your friends, or did you take your little lady with you?
Yeah, we took the little one, the baby, and she wasn't feeling it. I guess she's only like 6 months old, so she's not big on crowds just yet.
You're lucky. I've got one that's a social butterfly, and I tell you what, she loves seeing people.
Oh, my opposite. Ooh, she's opposite of daddy. Like, she is. No, we don't talk. Stranger danger.
What do we got on this one here? Give me 1 second. That's right, honey. I take all the experience of my life, mainly negative ones, and make them so funny that you would never know. I'm a babysitter comedian.
Storyteller comedian.
You would, huh?
Storyteller comedian.
Okay. Storyteller comedian. You would never know. I make them positive. I make people laugh at all negativity I've been through. Okay, fair enough. Mr. Copenhaver says, I hope Jennifer's watching on Wednesday. I'm sure she will. And one for you, Edward.
Oh, hey.
She says, hello, Edward. How are you tonight?
Hey, Jennifer. Hey, what's up? See? None.
That is
it was just, dude, you should see, like, the math would probably be like 70-30 maybe, 75-25 Houston jerseys. Houston, U of H, like, murdered out in gear.
Oh, I mean, we talked about that, a couple times now. This is basically a home game for Houston.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So, I mean, and as I'm watching the score, it's crazy how the second half starts, and Bobby's already chimed in. He said these refs are really, I guess you could say, overpicking.
Mm-hmm.
And as of right now, it is 30-42 Houston over Florida.
Still early.
We've seen this though.
Yes.
Most recently, it happened during the Houston Duke game. Duke
You think so?
dominated that game up until the last, and everybody showed it. The minute 27 seconds, and then all of a sudden, Houston came out of nowhere and just slammed it.
Yeah.
So it looks a little suspect at the end of the day for sports fans, but I mean, this is why I never fully could get into sports betting. I'm an old school guy. I like to do the side bet with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, everybody put 5 in. Who are you picking?
Oh, squares?
Yeah. Or, do the pools, do the,
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's the stuff I like to kind of but risking big bucks, like a lot of these guys do, my co-host being one of them, I'm just not.
Hey, Steve.
I can't, Steve, if he's on here.
Yeah, hey, Steve.
You literally, he popped on for like a second. I didn't expect to see him too much, not with this game. He was super stoked about watching this.
Yeah. How's the show been tonight? How y'all doing so far tonight?
Not bad. Not bad at all. We've been we're dealing with weather, the game. Slow night at the bar, I'll be honest.
Yeah. What's going on in y'all's neck of the woods? Is it
Who's
getting cold?
watching that game probably don't have his eyes off the TV. Yeah, I expected it. Bobby's been on here a couple times. He's hit us with a few questions and everything. Truth be told, I'm kind of surprised. I expected you to pop in at one point, but I was waiting for you to actually pop in from inside the game. I thought for certain, or at least.
Oh no, dude! The baby was crying, and then a lot of people, and we decided we were like midway, like, you know what, we're having a good time, taking in the sights. We had a margarita, but you know what, it's time for us to bounce because by the time this game ends, it's gonna get crazier, especially if Houston wins. Like, we don't even want to be on the road.
You do one of those things where you parked off to the side and everything, and
you got it.
Made a good, yeah. So you're like me.
Yeah.
You want to park, I don't, me personally, I don't mind walking.
Yeah, I got 2 legs. I can walk.
Words.
I can walk.
Fuck all that other traffic shit, and messing with the people and so on and so forth. I'm that guy that stays to the end, and then, I'll walk to where my vehicle's parked, and I usually park somewhere where it's easy access out of there.
Yeah. And if my chick wanted to just stay there, I just go run over and grab the car and come back, and pick her up. It wouldn't be a big deal either way.
I can't do that with Blue.
Yeah, fair enough. So, I ran into a situation not long ago. Me and my stepdad went to a concert.
Who's y'all see? Who's y'all see?
I'm notorious for parking, like I'm that guy that I told you last night about the park and ride I always park at, go through the Point State Park, walk across.
Yeah, what about it?
It's about a half-mile walk.
Not that far.
And we went to a concert one night, and he was adamant about it. He said, dude, find a parking garage nearby, because he's one of those ones that can't walk very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, too much walking hurts his feet. So that's one of the rare times that I park nearby and everything. And I tell you what, trying to get out of there was such a pain in the ass, because I got myself turned around backwards and didn't know where the hell I was at. And
that part sucks.
Just travel with me. I can get in and out of Pittsburgh through the crowds with no issues.
Oh, I can't.
Because I have to do it all the time.
That was back in my early days.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Now Houston.
Yeah.
Nope, I will not drive there.
Houston traffic
or Dallas.
Try Nashville.
Nashville.
Houston's nuts.
Nashville, I have done.
I tell you what, I go on better for both you guys. Try either Detroit, and even worse yet, Chicago.
Never driven through Chicago.
Not a problem.
Yeah. Houston is a nightmare. 7 lanes. I'd say LA traffic sucks.
my mom, I've not driven down in Texas. My mom has given me instructions to stay the heck away from certain parts of Dallas because if you get in the wrong area, you're just going to keep going in circles.
Yeah. Dallas is a big
At
city.
certain times of the day, you're just going to keep going in a circle because you can't
Yeah.
get to the other lane to get out. They have
Yeah.
all those roundabouts.
Agreed.
Austin can be a nightmare too. Strangely enough, Austin can be a pain in the ass.
I think the only reason I'm so good at Pittsburgh now is because I've driven it, in a 20-foot flatbed.
Okay.
So I know my ins and outs of Pittsburgh now, but I still, to this day, I absolutely hate Nashville so much. Knoxville is another worse one, or another bad one. Detroit, Chicago,
LA.
the 8 lanes. I've never done LA.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I'm just basing on the places I've been to.
Yeah.
It's just been. I heard New York's a little rough in places.
I was gonna say that was my next one.
I have never driven in New York, but I've walked, and I will not drive in New York because I've seen what it's like when walking. And I don't even like walking because literally you will get run over by
Really?
the amount of people.
Yeah,
They
You don't give a fuck?
They're constant. And I was with a group of people. I had never been there before.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 3 other people and myself. And literally I turned my head for a second to catch a glimpse at something. And I turned back. They were gone.
Wow.
In this huge crowd, and it's just like, oh shit, what do I do now? What do I do now?
I'll tell you what, I'm one of the worst people. I don't know about you, Kitty Cat or Edward. You sound like you're probably a better driver than me, which means you're kind of leaning me towards wanting to start riding with you guys a little bit more. First off, my anxiety goes to the fucking roof when I don't know an area for starters.
Yeah.
And
Fuck,
if I get down a one-way street, or I end up having to take a side road that I don't know, or even with the GPS on, my road rage goes through the roof.
That's blue.
And well, actually, you, Kitty Cat, have seen this when we were following Arliss that night. Like, I'm normally not a bad passenger, but when I'm trying to get somewhere and I'm trying to, whether I'm driving or not, like, I mean, I can't. I go into like autopilot, so to say, and it's like, oh, gotta keep up, gotta do that. I'm just
That's blue. And
Co-pilot.
we travel anywhere and he's driving and we hit construction or a detour or something, and it throws him completely off and he freaks out. Me, on the other hand, I have no problem maneuvering around detours. I don't get upset. I don't, except for when he's yelling at me.
Smart.
I don't have any problem getting around. It's not until when I get home. Then the anxiety hits in and it's just like, oh my God, I made it here safe. Okay, we're good.
I try to avoid during like the holidays to get on the road, especially like right before Christmas or New Year's, because people are in a big damn hurry.
I was just speaking about you, Blue.
Yeah, we were talking all good stuff about
You and your road rage.
Apparently, he's not happy with the game because we got our boy Blue in the house.
Goes over there.
Driving. As much as I love road trips,
Yeah.
man, I'm that guy. If I can, on the main highways, I'm fine. But when I start to get to like the major cities, this is one of the big reasons why I love leaving and doing night driving, the midnight driving.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now I wouldn't, years ago, I wouldn't even drive to Pittsburgh by myself.
That
If
bad?
the kids had to go to an appointment down there, he had to take the day off of work to take us until he decided our very first trip driving down to Florida to my mom's, we took turns. Every 2 hours, we would switch.
Nice.
Well, he timed it perfectly that I was the one driving through Charlotte in rush hour.
I've done that. I've done
6 lanes of traffic and crazy people. Yeah, since that trip, I have no problem getting in and out of Pittsburgh now.
Wait, do y'all have a lot of back roads in y'all's neck of the woods?
Say one more time, brother.
Do y'all have a lot of back roads in y'all's neck of the woods?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Because we have them out the wazoo in Texas. They're everywhere. But I didn't know if y'all had it like that, like where you can go for miles of just a stretch of nothing.
Well, I tell you what, if you'd have had a blast. You guys would have laughed your asses off. I could think of two instances. Yeah, instances. That's the Zen talking. Where Sarah both, she likes me to drive, but she also hates me to drive.
Mhm.
So we went to Niagara Falls one time on a whim. Like I literally suggested to her the night before. I said, you know what? Let's just go. Let's go check it out. It's only so
Fuck
far
it.
away.
Yeah, fuck it.
And let's just go.
Yeah.
And luckily, being in Pennsylvania, it's only about a 3.5 hour trip. 4 hour, yeah, about 3.5 hours. Not very far. But, I mean, going through Buffalo, going up there, and, I just, there was a couple times where, the GPS was starting to mess up, and I'm just, Now, I'd have to say the funnest time, though, we went to visit some friends over in Cleveland, and they wanted me to drive. So they kind of knew, but they wanted me to, we still GPSed it and everything because they weren't sure what. We were going to Wahlburgers, actually. And Wahlburgers is like in downtown Cleveland. And I tell you what, Edward, are you one of those ones that will scream at people out the window?
Fuck no, dude. Fuck no, not here. Everybody got guns.
Hell
no.
Dude, I must be fearless then because honestly,
Hell no.
Constantly screaming at people. Get out of the way, move, hit the gas.
No fucking way. People are stupid, dude. It's so easy to get a gun here in Texas. It's just like it's like a 50-50 split. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's just
I would never do that, dude. Fuck no.
F it. Like I said, you know what? I got guns too, so we'll do the OK Corral.
No.
We'll bring back the Alamo. I'm
right.
Done with you. So, Edward, I hate to do this to you, brother. We're gonna take one more break and then we're gonna do our last shots, brother.
That's fine. I'll hang out with y'all until then, dude. I want to say what's up, see what was going on.
Oh no, you're good, brother. I mean, you had a busy night. I like I said, I didn't expect a lot of people with the Final Four because most of our people that follow us, especially here, that get on, are big sports fans. So I'm actually kind of surprised to see Blue come in. We're going to take our last break, and then we'll do our last shots, wrap it up, and we will call it a night. This is How I'm Getting Over You by GB3. We will see you guys here shortly.
How the hell do we end up here? Everything good seems to disappear. Life comes at you fast and then it's gone. I wish that we'd have one more night. Rewind the hands of time. Forget that we ever had to say goodbye. Life ain't fair, man, don't you know? We're one mistake from starting over. It don't matter where we go, the other side is creeping closer. So here goes another night, getting high, trying not to lose my mind, dreaming about them good old days. Taking trips, ripping lips, checking off a bucket list. Some things ain't gonna change. We're burned up in back roads, footer in the console, chasing down a neon road. Another night, getting high, doing what we used to do. Yeah, that's how I'm getting over you. 5 years feels like yesterday. In this case, spirit on the pain, 'cause I'll take you with me everywhere I go. Driving around this empty truck, trying to get my mind unstuck. Moving on just makes me feel alone. Life ain't fair, I know you know. The other side's just creeping closer. Not sure how it works up there, but down here we still need some closure. So here goes another night, getting high, trying not to lose my mind, dreaming about them good old days. Taking trips, ripping lips, checking off a bucket list. Some things ain't gonna change. We're burning up in back roads, footer in the console, chasing down a neon road. Another night, getting high, doing what we used to do. Yeah, that's I know you know the other side's just creeping closer. Not sure how it works up there, but down here we still need some closure. So here goes another night, getting high, trying not to lose my mind, dreaming about them good old days. Taking trips, ripping lips, checking off a bucket list. Some things ain't gonna change. We're burning up in back roads, cooler in the console, chasing out a neon moon. Another night, getting high, doing what we used to do. Yeah, that's how I'm getting over you. Yeah, that's how I'm getting over you. Yeah, that's how I'm getting over you.
And we are back. It is that time of the night, guys. We have had a blast with everybody. I appreciate you all coming on here. Edwards, always a pleasure to see you, brother, man. Always fun. Quick update on the score, guys. It is 12 minutes and 6 seconds left in the game, and Florida is kind of closing the gap, 41-45. So for all you sports fans out there that are, there's a quick update. But on that note, we are going to go ahead and wrap this all up. What do we got? That one? Yes, ma'am. And this is why we love Kitty Cat. She always makes sure 100 on this. Guys, I had some good questions tonight. I think we had some good content. Edward, unfortunately, brother, we've run out of time, or else I would invite you to do the Chaz report, brother.
Don't sweat it. We'll do it on Wednesday.
Oh, we'll be.
Wednesday we have
Oh.
Michael Kuppenhaver and friends joining us.
I'm interested when he says friends. I'm interested what he means, and I kind of have a sneaking suspicion. Oh, I may have to hide a certain bottle. So, yeah, guys. Hopefully, and yeah, Jesus God. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the drinks we've come up with tonight. Edward, if you didn't get to see, a quick recap on them. The first one we have not named yet. I think I'm going to call it the Angry Patron, just for the fun of it right now. If you come up with a better one, it was a mixture of Jack Daniels. What was it? Shoot, Jack Daniels, Fireball, Red Stag.
Jack Daniels, Red Stag, Fireball, and Dr.
And it was killer.
I call it the dialysis. The dialysis.
Dialysis.
The dialysis. Yeah.
Anger management.
Call it the dialysis.
the angry dialysis. I don't know. The second one, again, I'm not always spot on with it, and it needs some work.
Mm-hmm.
This one has some potential. It was tequila
Mm-hmm.
from Parrot Bay, and I mixed in some. I had like a tropical 7-Up. It wasn't bad, but it was missing something. I mixed a little bit of grenadine in it.
Yeah.
And the tequila is a hard one to mix into stuff because it's overpowering.
Blue curacao would have been better, I think.
Blue court, you know what? That's a thought right there.
Blue curacao or curacao, however you say it. Everyone says that word different. Curacao, curacao.
So
Blue?
after I got to a certain point on it, I mixed in a little more of the 7-Up, and the fruit flavor really kicked in on it, and it kind of settled out.
Yeah.
So I think maybe with that blue curacao, you might be on something there. But then again, so could like maybe a Melanidori or something like that.
You need to try purple geckos.
You never know.
You need to try a purple gecko. I think you would like it.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. My kid messaged a little while ago, and he said you ought to do a wacky shot. And the shots he sent was the blowjob shot and a pineapple upside down.
That's a good one. That's a damn good one. Smart kid.
Both are actually not bad. So
if you're a guy, I don't think you should drink that drink. There, I said it. Yeah, I don't believe any guy should order that. Any heterosexual male should order that drink.
Well, you got to think that shot was more or less, I mean, designed. Women are. It is a woman's shot.
It's a chick shot.
They're supposed to put their hands behind their back and they lean forward, put the shot
Yeah.
glass in their mouth, and then they do the whole.
Wait. What was that one more time? How'd that go? How'd that
One
go?
more time, just like this. Put your hands behind your back.
Yeah.
Like this. You drop to your knees.
You got that motion down real well.
I am not afraid.
I can
Well,
tell. That's
We'll
confidence.
call it the blue ball. Oh,
That's
sorry, buddy.
confidence.
So on that note,
Yeah.
here it comes. Hey, yeah. My homage to Doc Holliday, aka Val
Rest
Kilmer.
in peace.
But we are going to go ahead and do our last shot of the night, guys. I'll tell you what. I will ask my producer if she's willing to give us if she's cool with an extra 5 minutes. He's got the magic 8 ball.
Where's it better? No more
That
Nazi shit.
That
Though.
works. We'll give it the magic 8 ball. Let's see what happens.
You want to play with my balls?
I've had a whole bowl full of them all night.
Oh, okay. Cheers then. Oh,
She
man.
spoiled us last night with pizza.
Okay.
All right. Questions out there.
What you got?
This goes for everybody. We're gonna do 4 minutes real quick. We'll call this will be our last shot for the night. We're gonna do the magic 8 ball. I like it.
Will I run into some money?
So our first question of the night, Blue sends it from the sidelines.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, magic 8 ball.
Oh, magic 8 ball.
Will Blue run
Mm.
into money tonight? Wait. Was it just? Will you just run into some money?
Wait, what's the
Will
question?
Blue run into some money in the near future?
Do we have a number figure he's looking for?
No, just the near future.
You know a penny is considered money, right?
Fair enough.
Okay, just throwing it out there. Like, okay. So, question. Is Blue going to find some money, correct?
Will Blue come into some money?
Okay. You got to be specific with this thing, dude. It's serious. Some serious shit in here. All right, let's see what it says. Hold on. Hold on. We have an answer. Ask again later. That's what it says.
Hey, look at it this way. I'm sure our local watering hole will still be open after this if you want to take a shot at it.
Ask again
No,
later.
really? On a championship night?
Monday night.
Kitty Cat, do you have a question for the Magic 8 Ball?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. We got one. Will Aunt Jen advocate up there to sit with William and my nephew? So basically what she's asking, will she make it to the show sometime? Will she ever make it here to the show to be live and in person?
Outlook, not so good.
Oh.
The 8-ball kind of like being real tonight.
The 8 Ball's being very temperamental tonight.
Yeah, dude.
Kitty Cat, give the Magic 8 Ball question. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I don't have one.
Will Blue get lucky tonight?
Very doubtful.
Oh!
That's what it says. I can show it to you too if you don't believe it. It's really what it says. It says very doubtful. I should probably turn on a better light, but it says very
No,
doubtful.
I asked the question, and literally both patrons at the bar tonight were like, ain't gonna happen. The other one's like, very doubtful. And then, of course, the 8 Ball would say,
Hey.
highly doubtful. We got another question.
Oh shit! Here it comes.
Will Aunt Jen will Aunt Jen ever get to take this guy that I like a little bit, or just gets a maybe, even just get something to eat with him? Okay, so the question is, there's a guy that Aunt Jen likes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a date in the future?
Most likely.
Ah,
That's what it says. That's what it really said. Most likely.
nice. So there's some positive feedback for you.
Mm-hmm.
Will Florida pull it
Oh,
off?
whoa! Be
Over
careful.
Houston.
Be careful. Be careful.
Here we go.
I'm afraid this
is
thing
the
might
big one
explode
right
now.
here.
You know that, right?
Will Florida pull it off over Houston?
Okay. Big one.
He is
Big
shaking
one.
it.
All right, here it comes. Hold on. Okay. Here's the answer. It says it is a no. That's what it says. It's a no. It is a no. Yeah. So it says no. It's essentially saying no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There
Will
was.
Steve be back on Wednesday's show full of excitement and piss and vinegar with Bill?
Oh, of course we'll be back.
We don't know the future. We don't know the future. You never know. Life throws curveballs. Yes. Okay, that was easy. Okay. Wow.
You knew it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like,
There we go.
not wishing bad upon anybody. That's not what I was asking, but it's more like,
And Jen, after that last question, there we go. That's a little bit better
It's
because
better.
I was about to tell that 8-ball to go F itself.
yes. Will Bill's liver ever recover?
That's a funny one.
Will Bill's liver ever recover from alcohol? I don't want to say alcoholism or alcohol abuse, but will Bill's
no, I
liver
never
ever
abuse alcohol. I won't say that. I don't abuse it. That's for damn sure.
I know. I'm saying, like, you're not an alcoholic or anything, obvious. Says, ask again later.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Dude.
That's a scary thought. Man,
For all the-
now all of a sudden everybody's coming on here. Time to
really?
wrap it up, so guys.
Oh, dude.
I appreciate Edward coming on here tonight. Thanks.
Here, I got one last one.
Especially the Magic
Did Bill-
8-ball. That
did Bill
I mean, I
do a
like that
damn
last
good show
shot. That
tonight?
worked.
Did Bill do a damn good show? Yes, definitely. That's
Oh,
what it
thank
said.
you.
That's what it said. Strangely, wow. Okay.
Strangely, he says.
Yes, definitely.
Guys, I appreciate you all coming on here tonight as Florida pulls up 47-48. Let's see what happens. Could the Magic 8-ball be wrong for a change? Because I don't think we've had our bad answer yet. But
Yes.
on that note, guys, make sure you check us out Wednesday night for our Wednesday night open bar with special guest Michael Copenhaver, award-winning comedian out of Ohio, and friends. That makes it very interesting. I cannot wait to see who the friends are. We kind of have an idea. Thursday sports night, we will definitely be recapping how the game went and talking about future endeavors in sports. Sunday night is our Sunday night open bar.
Weekend hangover.
Thank you. Sunday night weekend hangover. We recap our week and usually have a pretty decent hangover going to begin with. Oh, wait. We got one last good night. God bless you all. Have a nice night, guys, and get home safely. And I'll talk to you later. I will definitely be on Wednesday night so I can see this comedian. Excuse me. All right. Good night.
That dude's funny.
Good night, Anton.
That dude's
And
really
of
funny.
course, next Monday night for our Monday night open bartender or another night bartender. I don't know which way we're going with it yet. It's still in progress. You'll have our boy Steve as your bartender that night. Always unpredictable, always fun, guys. Again, thank you, Edward. Thank you, everybody, for chipping in on the messages. Looking forward to seeing you guys again Wednesday night. Just remember, everything we say on this show is just our opinion. Mr. Edward, go ahead and finish it out.
But you know what? It could just be the alcohol talking.
I like it. Cheers.
Salute. Peace.
Guys, have a good night. We will talk to y'all later.
Looking for a Another shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Another shot is gonna hit you with a mind overloaded, loaded. The bar is always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Just remember, everything we say is just our opinion.